Coming to you live from Amerinex Cinemas, I am Aurora, folks, and tonight we are celebrating 40 fabulous years of past, present, and future digital media with LMC Media. Tonight we celebrate the very community that brought LMC Media to where they came to be. Hi, tonight we're here with a very member of the community. Introduce yourself.
Hi, CJ Murphy with Murphy Brothers Contracting.
Perfect. And talk to me about what it feels like to be here tonight celebrating 40 amazing years from LMC Media.
Well, it's awesome. LMC is great. They're actually honoring my father, who I work for, so it's great. I'm really happy to be here.
And what does it mean for you to have your father honored in this way? What kind of thoughts are running through your head and what are you feeling?
I'm just proud of him. I think it's really cool that, all the hard work he's put in, 45 years of him in business with his brother, so he's really proud and he's getting the recognition he deserves.
Wonderful. And what sort of memories do you have with your father participating in this and being so involved?
Just years and years of just hard work and going to work with him, and now I've worked for him and with him for the past 15 years, so just a lot of great memories growing up.
Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us. We enjoyed the film tonight.
All right, thank you.
Hi, now we're here with a woman who needs no introduction. Talk to me a little bit about what you're feeling tonight just being here and celebrating all these amazing successful years with LMC Media.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. You know, in the village of Larchmont, we're such huge supporters of LMC. We really appreciate everything that you do for us and for the community. And I always say that you'd never be able to find a service like this that provides everything that you guys provide. And we're so happy to be here. I'm thrilled to be here to celebrate with you guys this evening.
Perfect. And what sort of things do you feel like LMC Media does to give back to the community? And how do you think the impact of doing that?
Oh, it's hugely important, particularly getting information out. They do a great job covering our meetings, but they do so much more than that. They come to our events, they cover things in our business district, they really, work very well with both the village and the chamber to make sure that everybody knows what's going on, that everybody, gets out there shopping local, so it really is absolutely invaluable.
And what are you hoping to see here tonight and get out of this experience, especially with the documentary that's going to be showing later tonight as well?
Oh, I'm so excited to see it. I can't wait to see everything that they've put together. I'm really looking forward to it.
Amazing. Well, thank you for sharing a little bit of your time with us. I hope you enjoy the documentary.
Thank you so much. I look forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, we're now here with Sierra Palmieri, and she's the future filmmaker with LMC Media. Talk to me a little bit about how you feel being honored with this title and what your thoughts were when you first found out.
Yeah, sure. So the LMC Media Future Filmmaker, that's like a big role, at least at my school. A lot of kids really wanted it, and I was just so excited that I was the one that got it. And I immediately had so many ideas that I wanted to do, and everyone at LMC was so ready to just get those done and help me produce them and direct them and just help me with everything that I wanted to do. It's amazing, the technology that they have to help us get that done.
We're going to ask them to come in.
What sort of things did you take away from the experience working with LMC Media? How do you feel like that could also help other young students like yourself?
Yeah, so LMC Media really helps film students figure out how to work with film in the real world. It shows us a lot of things that we couldn't figure out in a classroom setting, like hiring actors, figuring out schedules, a lot of difficult things, working on a budget, and all of that. And I'm just so grateful that I got that experience before I went off to college and get other paid things for film. So yeah, I'm really grateful about that.
That's amazing. And what do you want to tell other future filmmakers out there themselves who maybe don't know the steps to get into that, or maybe they're hesitant about getting into that kind of thing? What do you want to tell them?
Take advantage of everything that LMC has to offer. They're there to help. If you have a question, ask them. If you want to use a different camera, they probably have it. And especially editing, they have so much software for you to use. Just take advantage of everything. Because a lot of the times where you're going to work next in the college that you're going to go to, they might not have that. So take advantage of what they have here and use it to further your films and everything.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much. And what do you want the audience to take away from what they're going to see tonight, especially? sneak peek.
Yeah, I really hope they like it. And to take away, well, it's about mainly the history of our town. So I hope that they take away this new knowledge and maybe learn more about the history of Larchmont.
Love it, love it.
It's really cool.
Thank you so much for your time and enjoy the movie.
So nice.
Yeah,
Take
thanks.
care.
Jamie, who did we go see?
First of all, I love this theater. I love that they are so local, that LMC is downstairs, and that they chose to stay local with everything. So, fantastic job here. And of course, LMC has been such a fixture in the community. I am excited to here to support them in whatever way that I can. And moving forward, I hope to be working with them.
Perfect. And how do you feel about their involvement with the community? How do you feel like they're so impactful for the community and what they brought to you?
So they are one of those nonprofits that serves everyone. You know, LMC is there regardless of what you're looking for, between the podcasts and bringing transparency to government, going to all the different events. So if you aren't there, you still see what's going on. They cover our parades, and it really, I think, brings community together. I think they're super important to our community.
I'm also realistic when it comes to, as an advisor, I'm like, okay, I know what things cost.
Right. Well, I hope that I'll be working with them a little bit to bring more information to the residents so that they don't have to attend all the board meetings and deal with all that. Make sure that we're bringing them expert information and just work on community, really. I think they have such an amazing staff, which is how they can do everything. And anything that I can do in the future to work with them, I would love to see them more work with the schools, work with young people, really try and bring that interest in and help people who don't know where to go to learn how to, whether it's a podcast, a video, whatever, because that's the wave of the future, you know, and they think it's really important skills people need to learn, and learning them as kids is really great.
That's amazing and so true. Well, thank you so much.
Of course,
for your time.
anytime.
Enjoy the documentary.
Thank you.
Hi, so I just want to talk to you a little bit about how you're feeling tonight. I think I saw you here last year as well. You're no stranger to LMC Media.
I wouldn't miss it.
Absolutely. And talk to me about just what it means to be here tonight and what impact that has on you as well.
You know, I think LMC is such an important element of our community. It's really the tie that sort of binds us all together, and it's an important source of news, of community, of communication, of conversation, and it's just a very exciting, wonderful asset that we have in our community. And I can't say enough good about it, and Matt works so hard to produce what he's produced, and it's top shelf, and it's really an asset for our community.
And what do you feel the community can really take away from LMC Media? What the impact that they have, what do you feel they can gain more from continuing to work with them and have other young students even come to work at LMC Media as well?
I think it's an industry and it's a nurturing place, and they support young artists who come here and want to practice their trade or learn their trade, and it's a safe, affordable place that they can come do it. And then they, of course, come to all of our events, so everyone in the community participates, and I just think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
And what is something that you're looking forward to seeing tonight? Like I said, I know you've been here a couple years as well, but what is particular tonight are you looking forward to seeing?
I think I'm looking forward to seeing the tribute to the Murphy brothers. They've been in this community a long time. I've known them forever. I don't want to admit how long I know them, but it's been a very long time. And they're really, you know, some of the pillars of this community, and what makes it so great, in my opinion, is these people that stay here and work here and build their lives here and build businesses in the community, and it's a real sense of stability and solidarity in the community.
Amazing, and I'm sure that's felt by many here tonight. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us, and enjoy the documentary tonight. And we're back. We're here with Bubba Finelli. If you can talk to me a little bit about what you feel being here tonight and what the impact LMC Media has on you and the community.
So I'm going to go back to 1977 when I met Mike Witch in the studio at Mamaroneck High School. And he was pretty instrumental in making that whole scene happen. And from there, LMC it was MHS-TV, and then from there it became LMC 40 years later, 40 years ago. And just the dedication and the honor that these guys put into this thing is just unbelievable. I've known Matt for many years. I've known Dina for many years. just put their heart and soul into it, and it's so much fun to be around because they make it exciting for the young and the old. And I mean, when I met them, I was a young man, and here I am now celebrating them 40 years later, and I've lost a few hair strands on the head, but you know, as I tell my kids, really what happens is that my brain is so big that it's pushed out all the follicles.
That's right. Who's gonna argue that?
Who's gonna argue that? So I'm very happy for all of them. I wish them all the best as we go forward. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of their work. I'm proud of where we are today.
And yeah, just to even ask about that, what do you feel about their growth from where they started to where they are today? And what would you like to see another 40 years from now?
Well, today, LMC's become a little bit sexy, hasn't it? Right? The studio is kind of, avant. It's very sexy. It's nice to be in. And we've done a couple things in there, and it's very comfortable. The equipment is state of the art. The people are very knowledgeable. When we were there doing our little show, it was a pleasure. And they have the tips. You're looking at the different robotic cameras, the monitors. You see what's going on. I mean, it's really state of the art, well done, and well received. I mean, it seems to be very crowded. I'm seeing it a lot on television, which is exciting. And LMC is the only real media magazine. I don't want to call it a magazine, but media information we have left. Right, all the local papers are gone. TikTok, all that other nonsense. You don't really get real information there. That's all, whatever that is. Don't get me wrong, I like to look at it, but real info is coming out of here. Real opinions, real stories about local news, local people doing good, solid local things. And that's what I love about LMC.
Why would you say local matters so much, and how LMC Media really captures the local heart of the community?
Well, local matters because it's what I'm involved in, right? So I've always looked at Larchmont, Mamaroneck, and Mamaroneck Village as a tripod. So if we don't look out for each other, or you try to put somebody down, one of the communities down, it's going to fall over. It's either we all work together, we make LMC work, or we don't. And if we don't, that's a catastrophe, because everybody enjoys what we get from it. I'm a trustee in the Village of Larchmont now for 12 years, and I've seen LMC at all of our good events, and some of our bad ones, and but they're there to capture history, and that's a beautiful thing, because when you look back, people don't realize, yeah, it's been done before, or this is brand new, and what's the plan? Well, it's right here. It's in the archives. So I'm very happy for LMC, and I'm happy for you guys all being here, doing the right thing at the right time in the right way.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the documentary.
Thank you. Yeah,
and the rest of your night. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Congrats, LMC.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Seth Meyers, host of Late Night. I'm thrilled to say a word about LMC Media. Now, I've heard a lot about LMC Media, and let me tell you, your community is lucky to have them. They keep the community connected, and most importantly, they make sure that the next generation of filmmakers, journalists, or late night hosts get the opportunity to learn from the best. Think about it. Without LMC, how would the world know about Larchmont's heated debates over leaf-blowing ordinances, or see the dramatic intrigue of Mamaroneck's legendary board meetings? This is truly must-see TV, people. So tonight, we celebrate the incredible work of LMC Media, the dedicated team behind the scenes, and of course, all of you for making it happen. Have a fantastic night, and keep supporting LMC Media.
Welcome, everyone. How cool was that segment from Seth Meyers? We're thrilled to have you with us tonight. A heartfelt thank you to everyone here and for making generous donations and showing such great support of LMC Media. I am Jen Graziano, joined by my father, the man, the myth, the legend, Vinny Graziano. As we kick things off, we want to ask you to take out your smartphone, that's the iPhone, or any Android or smartphone device, and scan this QR code that's about to appear on the screen. Once you scan the code, go to the link and share tonight's live stream with someone you know who is not in the room tonight, but who would appreciate the beautiful show that we're about to have. You are our community partners. Your voice matters, and your feelings about LMC Media matter. LMC Media spreads the word of the community, and you help us by spreading the word about LMC. Let's make sure everyone can join us on this amazing journey tonight. We will wait a moment for you to do that, scanning the QR code. And Dad, do you have a way to kill some time?
I did something wrong. I got the menu for a Chinese restaurant. But it's so important. It's so important. And hello, I'm Vinny Graziano. She already introduced me. And how desperate was Matt Sullivan to ask two undertakers to host this evening? I mean, we're not really used to speaking to a live audience. But being in the funeral business, you know, we've served this community ourselves, for myself over 45 years, and it's wonderful to be a part of this community, and so we were happy to take this task upon us. And tonight, we are in a different role. We celebrate tonight the connection and the community that LMC has been a beacon for throughout the years, providing a platform for stories to be told and shared and remembered over and over and over again.
LMC Media has always kept an eye on the future of technology. It started with a live video, HD, cards instead of tape, streaming, and the list goes on. Now, in the age of artificial intelligence, this breakthrough technology is transforming our industry. LMC Media is proud to be at the forefront of this evolution. Embracing new technologies allows LMC to enhance their storytelling capabilities and connect with the community in innovative ways. It is an exciting time to be a part of this journey.
So, let's watch LMC Media journey and the technological evolution over the years. As Bob Dylan said, "'cause times they are a-changing."
On behalf of the Larchmont Mamaroneck Cable TV Control Board, it's a very special privilege to inaugurate Larchmont Mamaroneck Community Television.
As a resident of this community, I am overjoyed.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's roundtable. I'm Michael Witch. Tonight we're going to be talking about...
Well, I see fire trucks, I hear noise. This must be the Mamaroneck Village Firemen's Parade. You know, I haven't seen a turnout like this in many years.
Right now, we're getting ready to cut the ribbon. I think the cameras are getting set up over there. Looks like the scissors are sharpened and ready to go.
This is a regular meeting of the Board of Trustees for the Village of Mamaroneck.
We're here at the Power Gym as your home team, Mamaroneck Tigers. It's going to be a good game. This is a game that would help them a lot in their pursuit of a playoff game.
Mamaroneck Family Library will be offering free income tax preparation.
Stay with me to find out what the store is all about.
Hey guys, Matt Sullivan here, Executive Director of LMC Media at the beautiful studio on the Avenue located in downtown Mamaroneck, New York.
That was all fake. Pretty soon we won't need actors. Wouldn't the world be a better place?
So now let's bring up the driving force behind LMC's media mission and vision, the Executive Director, Matt Sullivan.
Well, good evening, everyone, and what a night it is. I want to thank everyone for being here. First, I want to thank Jen and Vinny for being our wonderful hosts this evening. A great honor for LMC, and also a great addition to our community, both of you and your team. Thank you to everyone in the audience and everyone at home who's watching and supported us this evening. It's an incredible testament to the dedication of your dedication to us, and hopefully reflects LMC Media's dedication to you and our community. LMC relies on donor support to keep operations thriving in our community. With the cord-cutting trend, a huge portion of LMC's funding from local cable subscriptions continues to diminish. The only way that we can offset this is with your support. I'd like to specifically thank JB and Margaret Miller, Jules Del Vecchio and Pina Cirillo, and A&E Networks for their major sponsorship of tonight's event. I'd also like to thank our underwriting partners, Sonny and Brad Goldberg, Lauren and Jim Lambert, DNR Labs, and of course, Murphy Brothers Contracting. Our organization has seen quite the evolution over the past 40 years, as we outlined in the video that we just saw. We've changed, we've grown, we've moved several times, and now we're happy that we've found a home here at Mamaroneck Cinemas, a place that's near and dear to my heart. I'd like to thank the Elgart family, not just for hosting us this evening, but for bringing back a staple of our community and really the heartbeat of our downtown. Andrew, Noah, Harvey, the entire Elgart family, thank you for all you've done, not just to restore the cinema, but to breathe new life into it. I also want to take a moment to thank our board, led by President Chris Giannoutsos, for their commitment to our organization. Our volunteers who are so giving of their time and talents, and of course the incredible staff of LMC Media, because without you, none of this is possible. And my special thanks to our co-producers tonight of our event, LMC Assistant Director Dina Schumacher and Chair of our fundraising committee, Catherine Lapone. I always think about how impressive it is, not only the amount of programming that's produced by our small team, but of all the connections and bridges that we build in our community. And a large part of that is due to the fact that we're uniquely positioned to deal with the public education and government aspects of our community. Throughout the evening, we'll show you exactly what that means, but for right now, let's take a look at the role LMC Media plays in our local government, fostering transparency and inclusivity in the democratic process.
As a mayor, I am so grateful that we have LMC Media to help with transparency in government. It's not always possible for residents to make every single meeting, and yet people do want to know what's happening in their neighborhood. There are people that will say hi to me, and I've never met them, but they saw me on TV. And so I know people in our community are watching LMC, they're paying attention to what's going on in government, and they want to be more involved. We lead busy lives, and so if you can't get to the courthouse or one of the other rooms where we're having a meeting, at least you always know that you can stay informed, and that's really important for a democracy, to make sure that you're informed. It also makes sure that the community can connect. People know who their trustees are, and they know who I am because they can see us on TV. So it is a connector for our community, and very grateful.
Oh, there is absolutely nothing like LMC in our community or even within Westchester. We rely on them to ensure that our residents have access to our meetings, who can watch our meetings and know what's happening. They work with our Chamber of Commerce to spread the word when it comes to different events like Arts on the Avenue, Sleigh Bells on the Avenue, and they really are a huge asset in promoting these different events and activities that we have within the village. And I even use LMC myself when I want to know what's going on in one of our other sister municipalities. I will often watch those public hearings through LMC. We often have meetings, on very short notice. Sometimes things come up in local government, and LMC is always there for us, even on short notice, to make sure that our residents know what's going on.
LMC has their finger on the pulse of the community, and they're there anytime there's any events. They're there recording them, taping them, at all the parades, all the special events. And in addition, when there's not such good events, like when we had floods and storms, they're there filming what goes on, and they become a resource for all of us to know what's going on from the comfort of our homes. Of course, government transparency is really important because the residents of our community need to know what's going on, and without, there aren't as many newspapers and other sources of news information as there used to be, and LMC is still hanging on, and we're glad, and it is one way for our residents to be informed. As a government entity, we really struggle with how to get to the public the information, and this is just one of the vital tools that we can use, and there aren't that many tools anymore, so that heightens their importance. In this community, we are blessed with so many organizations that do so much good work. It's really incredible, but each organization does what they do. They have their niche. LMC is like an overarching organization, so it's sort of like the umbrella that serves as a source for all of us to know what all the organizations are doing and participate with all the organizations.
In the last 2 years, LMC Media, local government, and our school districts have made efforts to increase the accessibility of bilingual broadcasting of important events and community meetings. Bilingual programming promotes inclusivity, ensuring more people in our community can fully participate in community life. By supporting our non-English speaking community members, we help promote equality and strengthen cultural connections.
Gracias a la traducción que hizo LMC al español, me sentí motivada de ir a la reunión para la vivienda accesible, ya que iba a tener todos los conocimientos que se iban a hablar en esa reunión en mi idioma nativo. Pude entender lo que ellos estaban diciendo, pude entender el propósito de la reunión, que iban a haber 2 proyectos, de qué se trataban, dónde iba a ser. Pude entender también los términos técnicos, cómo podíamos acceder a las viviendas, los requisitos que se iban a dar. Tuvimos al alcance de nuestras manos toda esa información en nuestro idioma, que es muy importante para poder nosotros seguir asistiendo a los programas.
Sí, definitivamente los 2 programas que he visto acá, que son el Visión Cero, Vivienda Asequible y School Board, ha ayudado al entendimiento de cómo funcionan los sistemas acá, y el tenerlo en mi idioma me permite tener acceso a más información y a poder hacer más preguntas y ver qué se adapta a mi familia en las diferentes actividades. Y el tenerla, o sea, para nosotros que ustedes estén desarrollando ese tipo de actividades, definitivamente sí favorece mucho al entendimiento de los sistemas y le permite a uno sentirse más involucrado y más incluido en todas las actividades de la comunidad.
A special thanks to our local officials and to our Spanish language speakers for their input on community programming. LMC hopes to produce more programming in Spanish and other languages so that they can continue with their goals of government transparency and inclusivity. We give you all a special thanks. It's true what Town Supervisor Jane Ennie said in the video. LMC is an umbrella under which our community becomes closer, creating partnerships and acting as the megaphone for smaller voices, like our local nonprofits and their dedicated missions. Let's take a deeper dive into some of those examples and show the public-facing side of LMC Media.
Hearing our neighbors' stories is vital for building a strong and compassionate community. Sharing stories helps us support one another, celebrate our differences, and work together towards a more inclusive and resilient community. These stories provide insights into diverse experiences, challenges, and perspectives, fostering empathy and understanding among us. It's through these shared narratives that we can truly appreciate the richness of where we live and the unique contributions of each individual. You can find this on LMC with segments like Community Stories, Flood Stories, and the programs produced at our studio on the Avenue, including programs like LMC Cast. LMC creates a space for these connections in the digital world on our channels and social media platforms. We work with our partners to sponsor events that bring the community together in real life, such as our annual Tiki Party, a fun summer event that provides an opportunity to utilize one of our community gyms, Arbor Island Park. With evening beach use, fire dancers, a field full of food trucks, a family movie screening and live music. It's an experience like no other. And the Village of Mamaroneck Recreation Department's partnership and support helps us see it through. By creating spaces for play, learning, and socializing, the Recreation Department fosters a sense of belonging and strengthens the bonds within the community, promoting health, happiness, and togetherness. It's been an excellent partnership, and our list of community partners is expansive. By supporting our local nonprofits, we amplify their impact, share in their mission, and help bring about lasting, positive change. This ongoing relationship nurtures a spirit of giving and solidarity, reminding us of our shared humanity and the power of collective effort. Together, we tackle challenges, uplift those in need, and build a more just and compassionate world.
Because we're a nonprofit, we rely on private donations that enable us to buy the food that we distribute to families on a weekly basis. And also, we're an all-volunteer organization. No one is paid. So we rely on the selflessness of members of the community. And because of the impact that LMC has had in regard to covering our operation and our efforts, the community is very, very aware of us. Over the years, LMC has done a number of videos about us. In fact, the very first involvement I had with the LMC when I became president was to sit down for an interview with me on your regular programming. Among the various videos and reports that you've done about us, the one that really stands out as having an extraordinary impact was the one that was done on our efforts. And because it was the early days of the pandemic and we were responding to an enormous increase in the need for food assistance, we were overwhelmed with the needs that came up in terms of financial support in order to buy all the food that was needed. And as a result of that video that obviously people saw, we experienced a real surge in donations. That could not have come at a better time, and it was a perfect example of how LMC has helped us over the years by getting the word out on what we're doing. People know about us, and that enables us to do what we do successfully. Having LMC as a partner is critical, particularly these days in how people get their information via various forms of media. By having that support and coverage by LMC is very impactful.
It's heartwarming, actually, to hear the positive impact that LMC Media has on our community. And I have to take a moment here to remind everyone how it's all possible. It's possible because you have a role to play by donating, opening your wallets, and those of you at home especially that are watching this, we need you to donate so we can keep this going, because those stories are history. It's the history of a community. And each donation helps us provide the tools and the resources and the training that empower the individuals to share their voices and stories. And by supporting LMC Media, you are not just investing in a studio, you're investing in your community. So help LMC continue to foster the creativity, the education, and the transparency that enriches everyone's lives and remains a hub for creativity and connection for the years to come.
And now, please welcome to our stage New York State Assemblyman and longtime friend of LMC, Steve Otis.
We have a lot. This one? Okay. Sorry. We have a lot to celebrate tonight. Let's talk about LMC first, which is Mamaroneck. If you don't realize how lucky you are that you have LMC, let me share the news. Most communities no longer have a community video, journalism, coverage, all the things that LMC provides. Around the country, around New York State, even within Westchester, most of these kinds of programs have withered. And because of that, those communities have suffered. We get so much from LMC. It's not just the coverage of the different events in the community that's so important. It is the opportunity for people in the community to learn these crafts, to learn about filmmaking. I am waiting for the day when Matt Sullivan, where's Matt? Somewhere over here. Where Matt wins his first Academy Award. I'm sure it's going to happen. But this is a special community, Mamaroneck, Larchmont, the town, and it needs, it's also three sort of different areas, three communities, and you really need something like LMC to knit it together, to make sure that people know what's going on, to share the stories, to share the activities. It's a tremendous asset, so it's so important to support LMC. Keep it going. It is very special. It is the best in Westchester of this kind of service. Let's have another round of applause for LMC and for all of you in supporting the cause. Also, we honor tonight Murphy Brothers and all that they do for the business of the community and for the civic life of the community. The Murphy brothers have been in Mamaroneck for a long time. Sean and Chris are everywhere. Michael is involved, head of the chamber, but he's not a Murphy brother. He is a Murphy, he's just not a brother. But we celebrate the fact that they are so committed to this community and so many different civic activities over so many years, and also care very much about what goes on in the community and have views to make sure that we move forward for the other businesses, the economic health of Mamaroneck. The Murphy brothers are in the center of that as well. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to LMC for honoring Murphy brothers. And congratulations to all of you for supporting this great cause. This is special. Let's keep it going. Let's make sure it continues to grow and that Matt Sullivan can win that Academy Award.
We know that the media landscape is constantly evolving. From learning how to produce their own videos to understanding the importance of responsible storytelling, LMC's programs are designed to inspire creativity and confidence. Now let's take a moment to watch a video that highlights the incredible impact of media education on our youth. You'll see firsthand how these opportunities are shaping futures and fostering a generation of new creators. Let's take a look.
LMC Media's mentorship programs have served as gateways for aspiring media makers for the last 40 years. Creating opportunities for youth is essential for fostering a brighter future for both the individuals and the community. LMC Media has provided career stepping stones for filmmakers and newsmakers alike.
My role at LMC was sort of an intro to becoming a reporter. It was an incredible part of my upbringing into getting into journalism, especially broadcast journalism specifically.
I was a former LMC intern, mostly doing the local live. I'm currently now a producer at Fox News Channel, covering stories and stuff all over the world.
I first started volunteering when I was in college, and I felt like it went really hand in hand with what I was studying, which was broadcast journalism.
I was getting the chance to go out in the community and shoot and report on stories. As a journalist, it's just, it's mind-blowing because I don't think those opportunities are always readily available, but because of LMC, it was for me.
I went back to college. I was a student at GW at the time, and by then I kind of had a really good understanding of what it meant to be like in TV news, what was sort of the basics and everything, so it kind of gave me a little bit of a leg up than what I needed compared to maybe some of my peers.
I was so far ahead, you know, at like 22 years old, where I had this, you know, sort of well-rounded demo reel that I was blessed and able to get a job on air in New York City at News 12, the Bronx and Brooklyn, at I think the age of 23.
It was great, being in a classroom, but also being out in the field and actually learning in a different way, just because television is very hands-on, it's very visual. It was a great learning experience to operate the camera, videography and editing, and on-air presence as well.
I learned how to mic myself. I learned how to work behind the camera and in front of the camera, which is so essential and important, especially going into broadcast journalism specifically. So I think it played a major role in getting into reporting and how I represent myself.
Part of it is like understanding every single aspect makes you better and makes you see the product as a whole, and you get clips, you get experience, you get an understanding, and you get an opportunity to really see like, is this something that I love to do? Sometimes when you get older, they aren't necessarily as hands-on or as fun or as, like immersive as the experience you're gonna get right here in the studio.
The beauty of LMC is that they really provide you with all the tools and the support whichever direction that you want to go in.
All the technology is here. There are great people to work with. It's great equipment, and it's a great way to kind of get an introduction to the reporting and broadcast lifestyle that you might be interested in. I think it's a great segue into it.
It was an impactful part of my time living and growing up in Larchmont, Mamaroneck, and I hope it continues to be an impactful time for people who are very interested in film production, interested in the community, or just interested in learning something new. It seems like there's a lot of different opportunities and a much bigger and nicer and cooler studio than we had originally.
And it just helped me so much in my career today. So I'm very thankful to have worked with the people I did and for them to help me get the start into my career.
LMC Media holds a very special place in my heart till today, until forever, because without that and again, a huge supplement to my education at Iona and the mentors that I had, it was that missing puzzle piece that I think really put myself ahead of the game, and I don't think I'd be here today without it.
Media engages young people through dynamic and interactive content, making learning more appealing and effective. Media education can present information in diverse formats, videos, podcasts, games that cater to different learning styles and keep students motivated. LMC is working with our local schools to create such programs to keep students engaged and helping teachers in the education process. Our Future Filmmaker program allows an opportunity for students to take their skills beyond the classroom and gain real-world experience with deadlines, creating production schedules, and work with actors. This is one of their first opportunities to take their skills learned in school to see their vision as a working artist come to life.
An LMC Future Filmmaker makes films about Larchmont Mamaroneck and highlights their best qualities and shows the whole town how amazing it is that we live here. And it was such a good experience, and I learned so much from this program that I'm going to take with me when I go to college and I spend the rest of my life making films. One big thing that I learned while being a feature filmmaker for LMC is how much work it goes into pre-production, especially when you have actors and costumes. For my second film, we had 2 actors that I hired to be in the film amongst 3 other background characters. I also had to get costumes for the background characters and the actors. A lot of coordination, but it turned out really well. LMC Media helped me build my portfolio so much, and now I have a ton of stuff to add to my portfolios for when I submit them to colleges and stuff. So my next step would be submitting all these amazing films to colleges and seeing if I get in. The LMC program really helped me see that I could be a filmmaker and see that I could spend my life making films, and I really enjoy it, and I really want to do that for the rest of my life.
Plus bx plus c. When we're looking at a quadratic, we know the direction based on the coefficient, and know the direction where based on the coefficient up there.
free tonight. Honestly, I'd rather do anything but study for this test, so. I'm telling you, that's what happened. Like, you don't have to believe me. Like, it's kind of crazy. No, but seriously though, like, I cannot deal with college right now. Like, it is so much stress and work just for one stupid test. Like, I don't.
Hello? Maddie? Hello? Maddie? You there? Hello? Maddie?
Hey, I think I'm gonna have to call you back.
Today you'll be learning about a wonderful, very old play. As it all changes, this process will set the boundary between our Missouri Township everybody has a book on everyone should have a book on this. All right, students, let's turn to your model. Please bring your books up to my desk. What the hell is this? I already told you that you cannot take this test.
There's nothing written that says I can't take it. Or even send it to an institution.
There's no plausible way that any serious or legitimate institution would ever accept a girl. Time starts now.
Hey, I can't hang out tonight, actually. I have to study.
Ciara's film was shortened for tonight's event, but please go to LMC Media's YouTube page to watch the full film. Ciara is an impassioned young filmmaker who, on her own accord, wanted to find a way to work with the Mamaroneck Historical Society and did so through the use of filmmaking.
Wonderful job. How creative was that? And Chiara and all future filmmakers, I know Christina Perron is still with us this evening, who is another future filmmaker. So let's hear it again for the future filmmakers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the president of LMC Board, Mr. Chris Gianoutsos.
Thank you and good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Gianoutsos. Really appreciate everyone being here tonight. My family has lived in the Larchmont Mamaroneck community for a little bit over a decade, and this year I had the honor and good fortune of being elected the new LMC board president. I'm incredibly passionate about this organization. This is a resource that I wish I had had when I was in school and unfortunately didn't, and so this community is incredibly lucky to have such an institution. It has such an impact, as you saw, training and inspiring journalists, filmmakers, and storytellers like Sierra. The program that Sierra participates in, the Future Filmmakers, won a national award this year, and we're all incredibly proud of their work. So let's bring up Sierra and give her a brief round of applause. So the film was very inspiring. I just have a couple of questions for you. Tell us a little bit about the program and why it was so meaningful for you.
Yeah, so LMC is an amazing program for filmmakers. I started out in Mamaroneck High School where Miss Almazino taught me everything I know about video, but LMC just gives filmmakers such an edge and shows them how to work in the real world and what it's like hiring all those actors, working with all the schedules and figuring everything out. It's really difficult, and LMC is there to help you out at every turn and there to give you the technology you need, and it was an incredible experience, all in all.
That's great. And why should donors continue to support the program for other students like you?
Yeah, so LMC Media is an incredible program. And there are so many filmmakers just like me who want to get out there and want to find new experiences in filmmaking. And LMC just gives them such an edge before going off to college or working, and it's an incredible experience. This was my first time getting paid to do something that I love to do, and the more kids that get this opportunity is just amazing, and to spread the words of everything that they do, it's incredible.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Quite a film. All of Sierra's work and the other projects from the Future Filmmakers can be viewed on our website at lmcmedia.org, and there's a section specifically for the Future Filmmakers project. Now, Sierra hit on one of the reasons that I wanted to speak tonight. As you heard from Matt, our funding largely comes from cable franchise fees, which are the fees that the cable companies provide to local communities in exchange for their broadcast licenses. Now, as many of you know, due to many streaming options, cable fees have steadily declined over the last decade, perhaps even more. And the future of LMC depends on the generosity of donors like you to create these sorts of films. So as you think about the impact that LMC has had, as you've watched the films today, between the community transparency and the training and inspiration it provides to the next generation of storytellers, I have two asks of you tonight. Many of you have been incredibly generous with your sponsorship of this evening, and for that we are incredibly grateful. Some of you may be guests, or maybe watching at home, or maybe you're just feeling even more generous after you've seen these films. So my first ask is, if you can, please pull out your phone and hit the QR code. There's also a texting option to make a donation. You see those on the screen. We also, if you're uncomfortable with technology, we'll take checks, cash, thumb drives with crypto on it, whatever you happen to have, we'll take it all. Now, if you aren't in a position to give tonight, my second ask is that tomorrow, or maybe later this week when you go home, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, someone who maybe hasn't heard of LMC and seen the impact that it has on the community. By expanding our fans and supporters, you can help keep the Future Filmmaker program going, so that in a few years when you come back to this incredible venue, it'll be to watch maybe a neighbor, maybe their kids, maybe their grandkids' films up on the big screen. Now, speaking of the big screen, let's welcome a man whose electric personality has been featured on screens of all sizes. The legendary newsman and fellow Greek who will speak about his nationally syndicated program, Positively America, recorded right here at the LMC studio that you passed when you walked in this evening. Please welcome to the stage, Ernie Anastas.
Good seeing you. Right, you look great, thank you. Hi everybody, how are you? Uh-oh, I have to hear a little more oomph from you. How are you tonight? Yeah, that's what I like to hear. My goodness, what a wonderful thing to look out there and see real people. You know, when you're doing television, I imagine many times that there's someone in particular that I'm thinking about. It could be family members and so forth. But it's nice when I'm looking at real people, and the feedback is terrific. So that's why I wanted to hear a little response from you. What a wonderful night. I'm so happy to be here. Congratulations to our wonderful people, our distinguished guests tonight, the Murphy brothers as well. Round of applause for them for doing great work. Great work. Vinny, thank you so much. Jennifer, thank you so much for being here. You guys are great. Glad the microphones are working right now.
You have the magic touch.
We all sound good. Everybody's doing a great job. You know, I have been a member of the community, my family and I, for 40 plus years, including a home in Larchmont. We're up in Armonk right now, but this is a great community. And when I think about LMC, I have a personal story to tell you. Oh, are we watching some of my film? Oh, this is great. I'm going to tell you about the stories that we did here. We have lived in our community, and I feel that LMC connects people together. And I started when I was just a kid, 16 years old, back in my hometown of Nashua, New Hampshire. We didn't have an LMC, but we had a WOTW radio station. And I knocked on the door when I was 16 years old, and they gave me a job, put me on the air, and I did a talk show. I did a TV talk, it was a radio talk show, I'm sorry, but it was for teenagers, for young people. And that was my start at 16 years old. So I remembered that, and when I was listening tonight to some of the young people talking about the start, the internship at LMC, it really brought it home to me. Because this is what it's all about, giving young people especially an opportunity, anybody, to learn and to grow and to understand that they have an opportunity to do something really special with their career. Everyone has a gift. Everyone has a special gift. And we have to look for that gift and to be able to develop it and do something really good to change the world, make it a better place for all of us. And God knows we need that today, don't we? Oh yeah, I know that. A personal story. I've worked at ABC 7, CBS 2, and Fox 5, and have worked for 40 years, 4 decades, and have covered every story you could ever imagine. And the studios were just spectacular. But I wanted to produce my program at a home base, and LMC provided that base for me. I know you're going to see some video, but we came into the studio, and I have to thank Matt Sullivan, and also not only Matt Sullivan, who's done an amazing job, but Tim Whitney. Are you here, Tim? Because Tim has done a great job as well. A terrific staff. When I mention Matt Sullivan, I have to say the envelope, please, because I think he's due up for that Academy Award. That's for sure. Tim Whitney got together with me, and we went into the studio. We created, you're going to see it right now, a little different look. And we produced 20 programs out of the LMC studios. The program Positively America is in its 3rd season. We're on 200 television stations across America and on Pix 11 here in New York on Sundays. And it's a program that really informs people, educates people, inspires people with positive news you can use. It's an interview program. A lot of it was done out on the street, interviewing people with LMC cameras. And then in the studio, we had a great time. But I have to tell you something. Of all the places I've worked at, this is really a home feeling, a very comfortable place to be, professional. LMC has done a terrific job working with the technology of today. Tim and I were close every day working on these programs, and we'd go into the studio, and it was fun. You have to have fun when you're doing this. I always tell young people when I go out and speak that whatever you do, make sure that you're enjoying yourself. Make sure that you're having a good time knowing that you're giving back whatever talent you've been given. A wonderful quotation that works pretty well for me: don't go where the path may lead. Go where there's no path and leave a trail. Because you have an opportunity to be a trailblazer, and that's what LMC is doing. So it really is a very proud moment for me to be here tonight, because I had a terrific experience, and these programs are now all across the country. There's a nice credit on the show for LMC and the staff for being a part of what we really believe is a program that brings positivity to America and also to New York. So I'm grateful for that. Congratulations to our honorees tonight. I thank you for having me here this night, and also sharing a story that I hope will stay with you, that we have a home here at LMC, all of us. God bless you all, and good news, everybody. Thank you. You're on.
You're a tough act to follow, Ernie. But we thank you for being here this evening, one of the most recognizable voices in the metropolitan area. It's such an honor to meet you and hear the way you speak so fondly of the LMC Community Media Center. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome back to the stage LMC Media Executive Director, Matt Sullivan.
I guess you're going to be a while, huh?
I've got a 20-minute speech here for you, Ben. Jan, Vinny, thank you again. Ernie, thank you for the kind words. Steve, thank you for the kind words. This has just been a tremendous night. I am so honored to present this award to our community building partners, the Murphy brothers. Their roots are as entwined in this community as LMC's, and their dedication to quality craftsmanship and innovative design has not only transformed our landscapes, but it's also helped shape the very fabric of our neighborhoods. That's because Chris and Sean grew up right here in Mamaroneck, and it's where they decided to make their business. They have a vested interest in the well-being of our neighborhoods, and they foster a strong sense of community and belonging. We see then their giving nature to local clubs, groups, and all those in need. Their commitment to providing cultural value to our community through events like the Sound Shore St. Patrick's Day Parade further builds a sense of community pride and spirit. Now, over the years, I've been fortunate enough to get to know these two great men. Ironically, we grew up on the same street, Revere Road. And as George Latimer used to pronounce at our annual block parties, it was, quote, the greatest block in America. Maybe that's because families like the Murphy brothers called it home. Chris and Sean, you've been devoted fathers, husbands, and community builders. It's truly an honor to stand here tonight with both of you and the entire organization that you built from the ground up. When Murphy Brothers started to build our studio here, I knew we were in good hands, but I couldn't possibly imagine the friendships that we'd build with your team. LMC's tagline is building community through media. Chris, Sean, and the entire Murphy Brothers team, thank you for allowing us to share that collective spirit with all of you. Now, before we invite Chris and Sean to take the stage, we'd like to share a quick video with all of you.
We grew up just like the Little Rascals did. We had the dump in Larchmont we used to go to and get all our parts and pieces of fixing bicycles and TVs. And we grew up right down the street from the lumberyard that we bought in 2000. We've had it for 24 years. We're now re-renovating it. I dreamed of owning that lumberyard when I was a kid. We used to buy stuff, get nails and stuff for our tree forts. When we were, 10 and 11 years old, we'd collect bottles and go get the nails, and then from there, we would go and get all our material down in the flats, drag it all back to our house, and build these tree forts and stuff, which we actually got a summons for back in '59, I believe it was. My father got a summons for an outbuilding, and he didn't have a permit for it. So we were very lucky, and thanks to our parents, that they gave us the skills to do what we're doing now.
Like most people, I want to thank my parents. My father and mother were very big supporters of us. Matter of fact, when we did start our business, we did it in the basement of their house for many years, and my father really supported us through the whole growth over the years.
I graduated high school in '74 and started working on my own, and then Sean went to engineering school.
I was working actually as an engineer and I wasn't too happy to be working in an office, so Chris had been doing carpentry and said to me, hey, why don't we get together and start our own company? So in 1979, we started Murphy Brothers Contracting. You know, we spent our whole lives here as kids and always coming in the village. So we figured, you know, let's stay local. This is our community, so we started the business here, right in Mamaroneck. To me, you know, community is a sense of friendship, you know, having local people that you grew up with and know.
Community means to me helping each other out is the biggest thing, and I think there's a lot of that. We have a lot of that here in Mamaroneck. Yeah, and we do it because we can. There's a lot of people ask me all the time, why are we doing it? We do it because we can, and we're able to do it. And you know, if we needed the help, I'm sure that there'd be somebody out there doing it for us. Gene Warrington from Walter's Hot Dog, I worked there, and I did a lot of things with him, which he did a lot of things with the Elks Club, with the Kiwanis Club, the Veterans, the Rotary Club, and all the other clubs. He would take me with him when I was like 8 years old and help bring food to all the veterans and the families that couldn't afford it in the holidays. After doing that, you know, it becomes natural, and you do it 5 or 6 times with him. It was one of the things that, well, why can't we continue on? It was the gestures that you pick up and you learn from other people. It was instilled in us to do it. We did a lot of work with Habitat of Humanity. We worked down at Sandy for 3 months. Sean and I were in the fire department for 25 years in the town of Mamaroneck, Weaver Street, Hook and Ladder. The St. Patrick's Day Parade, we've been running that for the past 12, 13 years. It's been great. To do the right thing when nobody's watching, we use that a lot. We train our employees and stuff, because if you do the right thing when nobody's watching, you're going to do the right thing when everybody's watching. That's one of the things that at the highest standard of building that we can.
We appreciate very much that LMC thought about us and honor us. We appreciate that very much. You know, that just shows part of the community.
We wouldn't be able to do it without the team. We wouldn't be able to do it without all the players that have been with us for many years. I'd like to thank everybody that's working at Murphy Brothers now, and all the past employees that we've had, for being such a good part of building Murphy Brothers into the company that we are today.
Thank you for helping us build community.
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 Thank you for helping us to build community.
Thank you for helping us build community.
Thank you for helping us build community.
Thank you for helping us build community.
All right, Sean and Chris, now's your time to shine. Come on up to the stage. Here for you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's down here. So which mic works? This one or that one? This one. Ooh. So I put down a bunch of chicken scratch before, and actually some of this, I never saw Chris's end of the video, so some of my stuff was about that, so we'll go right over that. Let's see, where are we? So as Chris had said, growing up in the community, we actually grew up like a half a mile from our facility in Mamaroneck, which is currently houses Murphy Brothers Contracting and Mamaroneck Self-Storage, and we're in the process of putting a 43,000 square foot addition on the self-storage for the community. And what did I have here? Okay, so as Chris had mentioned, when we were kids, we used to go down the street, and again, we passed by East Coast. It used to be called East Coast Lumber, our facility, and we passed by there all the time. And then we were making forts, and as he had mentioned, we used to get old wood, and we'd have to straighten nails, and they'd bend all the time. And then when we got enough money doing our paper route, we had actually bought a pound of nails from East Coast, never thinking that we'd ever own that facility. So that's enough on that one. But another story, separate, of Mamaroneck theater. So when my father also grew up in the community, And when my father was a kid, he and all his friends used to come here because back then they had actually they had a band, a big band show, and then they would have a movie, and they'd have them twice in one on a Saturday, matinees. So my father used to have his group of friends, and the one guy would pay to get in, and all the other guys would sneak up the fire escape in the back, and they would open the door for him, and they'd all come in and watch 2 different shows. So he told me that story, and that was back in the 30s probably. So again, we are local, and we've been here our whole lives. And again, we were at this theater growing up also as children and adults. Again, I want to thank LMC Media and Matt especially for thinking of us and honoring us. It's been great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very much.
For having us.
Also, I want to thank our families. My wife, Chris probably wants to thank his wife.
My wife and my family, and I won't forget Pam, but I'm not going to mention the rest of them this time.
That's a private joke. But and I also want to thank my employees. Could all our employees stand up if you don't mind?
Please.
Come on, everybody stand up. Come on, Murphy Brothers.
Please stand up.
They're the ones that made us. Great, thank you.
We wouldn't be able to do it without them.
Yeah, so, I mean, some of our employees have been with us 32, 33 years, so we are a real family and in the community, and everybody's local and has grown up here. So again, thank you, everybody, and I want to just thank our community of Larchmont Mamaroneck, too, so thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for all the support tonight. Fantastic. And continue on, because LMC has a big future here, and there's a lot more to it than meets the eye right now. You'll see down in the future. So, again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask you guys to stay.
Okay.
Congratulations.
What's that?
I'm going to ask you to stay. We're going to call up our elected officials.
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you.
All right. And to wrap out the evening, we're just going to call up our elected officials who are here with us this evening who would like to present proclamations to the Murphy brothers. We'll start with our county legislator, Ms. Catherine Parker.
Hey, how are you? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So good to see you.
Good to see you too. Good. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. I do bring a proclamation from Westchester County, but first of all, I just want to say congratulations again to LMC. This is also your night, and the work that you do is really it's so important for the community. On another note, that was a fabulous little vignette film of the Murphy brothers, but honestly, that tells like half the story. They really do so much, and they work kind of quietly in that, just one personal story. Many of you may know that I've been very interested in flooding and the environment for this community. So have the Murphy brothers, and they have held meetings in the industrial area for business owners with all the elected officials so that we can speak to, they can speak truth to power and we can get on the same page. And going back to my first year, which was now quite a while ago in 2014, I remember I had been in office only a few months, and I was very grateful for an invitation to come hear about a new construction method called Passive House, which is totally carbon-free, no emissions. And that was the first I had heard about something that really I've used that, knowing that that's out there. I have put that test to many projects that we've had in Westchester County. Can we get that to Passive House? So I have the Murphy brothers to thank for that. So I am very grateful again for all that you do for the community here in Mamaroneck and for the larger community of Westchester County. And because of that, I have a proclamation declaring October 17th Murphy Brothers Contracting Day in Westchester County.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Catherine. Next, I'd like to invite to the stage our town supervisor, Jane Elkindini.
Chris and Sean. I know you guys for a long time and your families for a long time. I don't want to say how long, but I can say that you're great guys. You are. You're devoted to your families, you're devoted to each other, you're devoted to your business, and you're devoted to your community, and it really doesn't get any better than that. And you are pillars of the community, and I just want to thank you for being you and for all you do. I have a proclamation. It's boring. I'm not going to read it, but I just want to thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
And just a quick word to Matt. There's nothing more I can say that when I said on the video, but thank you for always being here for us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Next, we have our State Senator, Ms. Shelley Mayer.
Well, first place, it really is a pleasure to be in this beautiful room and this beautiful space that's now LMC Media's home, and it feels so fantastic and special. I just want to say, when I first had the real honor of representing the Sound Shore and Mamaroneck, and I saw this LMC Media, it was like the jewel of democracy that they don't have anywhere else in Westchester and very few places. And I am very committed, and I've told Matt this, to working legislatively to find ways to support places like LMC Media that are really, we've lost that part of democracy where we truly have an option to have local news covered and access. Thank you for the Spanish language part, thank you for the young filmmaker part, but thank you for making our community and this community a public place that can be shared by all, and that is what we really have to sustain. So thank you for all your work. And to the Murphy brothers, I too, like Catherine Parker said, have had the opportunity to meet with them about particularly challenges of flooding in the business community of Mamaroneck. They have taken the lead in the most constructive way. We've all been in meetings where there's adversaries, and we've also been in meetings where there's constructive desire to fix things. And that is the energy and spirit Murphy Brothers brings to this community, to the problems they see. And I also have a proclamation. I don't know where it is. It's in this pile. And they, but it is honoring them from the State Senate for their work and their honor tonight. And thank you to the Murphy Brothers employees, all of them. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Next, we have our Village of Larchmont Mayor, Sarah Bauer.
Thank you so much, and I just want to say a quick congratulations to LMC on 40 years and to Matt Sullivan. In the Village, we really, truly value LMC, and we know how lucky we are to have you. I also have a proclamation. I want to say thank you so much to both of you for all that you do for our community, and would like to say that that Thursday, October 10th, 2024 has been declared as Murphy Brothers Day in the Village of Larchmont. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, last but not least, our Village of Mamaroneck Mayor, Ms. Sharon Torres. Sharon?
Well, how are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Yep.
Thank you.
So of course I couldn't be left out, and I had to bring a proclamation as well. For the last however many years many of us have been here, if you don't know who Murphy Brothers is, I realized who they were when I saw the building on Fenimore Avenue with lines for every flood. They made sure to mark off how many feet there were for every single flood. But that's a part of them being in the community because they were there for every flood. And they were there for every member of the community who needed help. And so for that, I would just want to say thank you for all of the residents of the Village of Mamaroneck. And we also are proclaiming today Murphy Brothers Day. And so I do have that proclamation for you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Additionally, I don't know if everybody knows that I was not in politics up until, I think, 10 months ago. So I partially blame LMC for this. I had been injured and was sitting at home, and I started watching the board meetings. And after I watched them, I started attending them. And after I started attending them, some friends and I created an online paper called the Mamaroneck Observer. And then apparently that wasn't enough for me to just sit there. And so eventually I decided to run for office. And so now I get to speak at every occasion that we have here. And I want to honor the 40 years that LMC has been a part of the community. They bring Larchmont, the town of Mamaroneck, and our village together. We get to see all of the events. We get to share in each other's joys. We share in each other's challenges. And for every single moment, LMC is there. And so I have a proclamation for you as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, everyone. Chris, Sean, thanks again. We're going to turn it over to Vinny and Jen to close out our evening. I just want to thank everyone out there again watching us at home here tonight. You guys mean the world to us, and we hope to do this for another 40 years. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. What a great evening. Great evening. Matt, you look like an undertaker, by the way. You're hired. Well, it was a great evening filled with gratitude and for being part of a community. And there's so much love in our community, and it showed this evening, I think, didn't it? And it was great to share the stage with the Murphy brothers and our elected officials, and I want to thank all of them for not reading their proclamations. I think you got every day for the whole month in there, right? We got the whole month. And we also want to thank our young filmmakers, Sierra. And by the way, I've written a few books, Sierra, that would look great on film. Call me. And Ernie and Astis, the great hair, isn't he? We have the same barber, actually. But let's continue to build on this this evening and this community together and keep supporting LMC Media.
You are correct, Dad, and to continue this evening's celebration, because I understand somewhere it's Murphy's Brothers Contracting Day, so please join us down the road and celebrate this special day at Nona Corolla, just a few doors down on the corner from the theater. Thank you all again for your support this evening. Without all of you, none of this would be possible. Special thanks to Matt Sullivan once again. We'll see you all down the block. Have a great night.